when you're winning. Get a goal, it's just the beginning. You gotta sing when you're winning. Everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. You gotta sing when you're winning. Get a goal, it's just the beginning. Sing, sing when you're winning. Everywhere you go.
Hello and welcome to episode 43 of the Sing When You're Winning, a fantasy football league oddity podcast featuring distant cousins of podcast royalty. And we were expecting a few special guests to jump in along the way, but we've certainly got one special guest who we will reveal very, very shortly. But waiting in line for the podcast throne this week, it's myself, Jamie, we've got Steve, and we've got Lee. So this week, quick introductions. I think this is going to be short and sweet. What's your season highlight? And what's your podcast highlight? Anyone want to go with that? Or you can go low light if you're feeling miserable. But what's your podcast highlight?
Podcast highlights.
There's too many to choose from, Steve.
Well, there is, yeah. Well, where do you start? I did listen back to the very first one the other day, and we were all predicting what was going to happen in the season and stuff, which was quite funny to listen back to. And I think, Jamie, you promised that we were going to be informative, educational, and entertaining or something.
All those things.
Yeah.
Are we not? Are we not all those things?
Something to work towards still, isn't it?
For season 2, we can
next season. Yeah,
it's a good question. I might have to go back and listen to that myself. Good stuff.
It's quite funny because some of it's quite accurate. People saying, "I'm going to pick this player and that player," and others not.
Well, we'll all have to go back and listen to it over the summer while we've got all these weeks without pods. But yeah, what's your season highlight, Steve?
Not getting relegated.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Yeah,
because it was a miserable season, and it was just nothing was going right all season. I'm never actually in the bottom 3, but I was always 3 or 4 points away from it. But then I finished 7 or 8 points clear. So I had a little plan with the chips at the end, and it kind of worked out. I won 3 out of 4.
Yeah,
got me out of trouble, and thankfully Dan and Michelle and Faris and John were all worse than I was.
Lee, what's your season highlight and podcast highlight?
I've had no highlights this season, to be honest with you. It's been one of those seasons. It's been like Tottenham's season. It's just been absolutely appalling.
Yeah, but Tottenham won something, remember?
Yeah, they did, but you know, it that just kind of glosses over a lot of cracks, really. But my low light of the season was getting beat by Cole when he played his triple captain and not being able to beat him in the second time I played him. So it's always going to be a low light for me. But highlights on the podcast is he's just been a guest, to be honest with you. It's kind of, it's nice getting to speak to people that I would never speak to in like my day-to-day life. So it's been good. It's been good doing my homework and finding out about people that I've
king of the homework, the SWAT.
Yeah, the SWAT, yeah.
You do get a prize for that. But would you say that this podcast's been informative, educational, and entertainingly?
So it depends upon your definition of all those 3 words, doesn't it? So it has been informative. Yes, we've informed people about things. We've educated people about things, not necessarily about football. And what was the other one?
Entertaining. I mean, come on.
Entertaining. Yeah, I've been entertained.
I've been.
It's been entertaining for us, hasn't it?
Are you not entertained?
Exactly. Yeah, there's my dodgy gladiator. We've had some good impressions. I think they're my highlights. We've had some bad ones.
Oh yeah, brilliant.
But we've had some good impressions. I think if we can get Swanee back for season 2, we could have a whole load of impressions. That would be good.
It'll be a full show. That just
Swanee and Lee Nicholson in on the same day. We could have a bit of an impression off.
Definitely, we should do that.
It has been nice to have all the people on, and you kind of get to see that everyone's kind of into their FPL in different ways and stuff out there, and everyone looks after the team and stuff. And like I say, nice to sort of talk to people other than a WhatsApp or an X message or whatever, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, absolutely. We're going to try and introduce our special guest, but I don't know. Tom, are you there? We've got
Tom is coming live from a car park. We should
yes.
tell. listeners or viewers or whatever.
He is. He's about to play football in half an hour this Friday morning. So
Yeah, get that clear before it's not hanging around car parks in a football shirt or anything like that.
No, certainly not. Our FPL players don't do that.
He's moving his car. He says bad Wi-Fi is moving to a new Wi-Fi spot.
Good stuff.
Probably outside of McDonald's or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Tom hopefully will be with us. We might be joined by some other guests, but this Friday morning it's quite sunny. So I think it's fair to say the sun might have distracted. I'd certainly distracted some of our panelists this week as well. Right. Well, while we're waiting for guests to join us, Steve, is it worth you talking through the leagues, the winners and losers across the Tom. Good stuff. Well, before Steve was just about to talk about the ups and downs across winners and losers across the leagues, but we'd asked everybody what their season highlight was, and I think you might have a very special season highlight. And if you've got any podcast highlights at all, I mean, you were a guest at one point, but yeah, do you want to answer those two questions?
I won the cup.
Exactly. Hey, congratulations.
That's that, isn't it?
Finally, because you had lost one before.
I kept losing things because of seasons and that kind of thing. So winning it was absolutely. Even though I did lose the Premier League on the last day of the season, it was good to win the cup.
Yeah, sorry I let you down there, Tom, because I was playing Ali on the last day and my team just didn't perform as usual.
I think, to be fair,
Ali was a worthy winner as well.
Yeah, he was ahead of me all season, and it's his job.
Good stuff.
Very true.
And obviously you had a good as a fan as well, seeing Newcastle win the cup as well. So it's been a very good season for you, I would say.
That was just fantastic, honestly. Me and my brother went to Wembley. I was just pathetic, nervous, crying wreck at the end of the game. Just couldn't believe it. I thought celebrating long into the night, and we had a beer and then went because we'd just been crying for 3 hours.
But hey, yeah, you can't buy stuff like that, can you? It's phenomenal. Seeing your team win a cup doesn't happen to everybody, so no, congratulations on that as well. Very, very good. And would you say you've got any podcast highlights? I know you might not have listened every week, but is there anything that stands out for you?
My standout is getting given a hard time by everyone for not having ever seen Die Hard, and I still haven't.
You still haven't seen
No.
Tom, bloody hell.
I think every Die Hard was on around that time as well. They showed them in consecutively, didn't they? Shocking.
That's still the question of whether it's a Christmas movie or not.
Well,
it is. I mean, I guess because of the industry you work in, you're always going to be busy at that time of year. But yeah, I would give it a watch backstage for sure.
Yeah,
you'll love it.
Deserves to lose a league just for that.
Well, Die Hard is still the icon on the podcast WhatsApp chat.
Is it?
It is. Yeah. You messaged earlier, and Bruce Willis came on my phone, and I was like, I didn't. Oh yeah, that must still be the podcast one. Yeah, there you go. So it's still in your honor until you finally watch it, Tom. That's obviously what we're going with. Cool. So let's move swiftly on, as I like to say. Let's go through the leagues then. Sing when you're winning league winners and losers. So over to you, Steve.
A little roundup of the season. I won't go through any results because it seems like forever ago, and nobody's really interested anymore because it's all about winners and losers now, isn't it?
It is. Certainly is.
So in the Premier League, as we all know, they posted a photo of him with his little trophy earlier this week. The winner there was Alistair Bruce Ball. He got 75 points in the end. Second was Tom Bird, unfortunately, 74 points, misses out by 1 point, Tom, unlucky. Third was Paul Chambers-Tonner. He got 72. Ed Chesters finished fourth in the end rather than his usual second. He got 69 points, dropped away a little bit. And Leon Farrell jumped up into 5th place, which is, of course, a Champions League place for next season as well. Top 5 for them. Adam Devlin just missed out behind him. And the relegation got very close at the end. Dan Stewart stayed up 38 points. Michelle won her last 2 games and finished on 37 points, so she missed out by 1 point in the end.
Okay.
Which was unlucky for Michelle, because I think there was about 4 games in the season she lost by 1 point.
Oof. But she was high scoring, wasn't she?
She'd got a good score, but I think she was the most scored against in the Premier League.
Okay.
And I think overall she was about 17th or 18th highest score over the 4 divisions, so she's quite unlucky to go down, really. But she's gone
by 1 point.
She's gone down
awful.
regardless.
Yes.
Also going down a little bit more surprising was Farris only getting 33 points, and John Gregory finished bottom with 30 points in the Championship, where you two both reside. Jim Daly walked it, really. He got 82 points. We've got a new arrival. Mr. Hawkes is back.
Hey, guys.
Evening.
Good evening, all. How are we?
All right.
Good.
We must stop meeting like this.
I know. I thought we had. I thought it's no more football. So I thought I was done.
No.
We'll just keep dragging you back.
Yeah, exactly. Keep dragging me back in.
Have you got something to promote?
Always. New tour, album.
The Insta chats keep coming up on my alerts a lot, Chesney, at the moment.
I love that as soon as I started promoting myself, Steve's like, I'm out. Oh, no, there you are. No, she just moved. I thought you'd gone. Yeah, I know. I'm stepping up my Insta game.
Yeah, I'll be at work and I'll get a ping and it's like Arrows is wanting to chat or something like that. So yeah, it's all
Brooke and Arrows chat thing comes up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Keeps it front of mind. It's good marketing. It's good marketing.
Yeah.
It's all part of it.
One.
So what's going on tonight, guys?
Well, we were expecting about 10 guests, but the sun came out and nobody's turned up.
Yeah, exactly. We've just lost Tom, who is in a car park ready to play football. He was here. Then his Wi-Fi's been shoddy. We've had about 3 minutes of chat with him and he's disappeared again. We're currently, Steve's just going through the winners and losers across the leagues, and then we're going to have a bit of a chat around the league itself.
Well, I know which bracket.
We haven't got to your bit yet, Chesney.
You joined just in time.
Well, I can't wait for that.
Yes, joined just in time.
Actually, you did all right towards the end, didn't you?
Towards the end, yeah, it was too little, too late, wasn't it?
Championship, then Jim Daly walked it there, 82 points. Tim Ward went up with him, 75 points. And the playoffs were Phil Pinder with 69, Tom Gregory 68, Stu Dunn 67, and you, Jamie, 66. Sneaked in, but unfortunately Tom Gregory beat all of you during the season, so he goes up.
And I missed the Champions League just as well. So
down at the bottom, it was very tight at the bottom of the Championship. Rich Lay got 46, Alistair Griffin got 45. But going down was Mark Morris, who also got 45, so he goes down on score difference. Rich Lay only got out of that because he had Mo Salah as captain, who scored quite a late goal, didn't he? And then that got him a win and relegated Mark. And Dave Atkins got 43, and Jonas was miles behind on 31, so he goes down. League One then, where Chesney was performing, shall we say?
I guess you could call it that.
Yeah, for part of the season anyway.
Yeah.
Top of that was Jamie Hurst, 75 points, who was walking at, and then when he won the league, I think he lost every game after that. But he didn't win it as much as he would have done. Rich Pipes went up 71. The playoffs were Alex Renton 67, Lee Nicholson 66, Stu Kelly 61, and quite surprisingly, Mike Bushell got in the playoffs.
Wow. Go Mike.
Season.
Go Mike.
Mike's used to being in the bottom 3 or 4, really. So well done,
he was
Mike.
normally a good 6-pointer, wasn't he?
Yeah. And normally the king of the transfers. Stop doing transfers, you see.
Learned his lesson.
Who won that? Lee Nicholson won the playoffs there. He beat most of those teams, so he goes through. Down at the bottom, it was very tight on final day. Chesney had just gone the week before, but Nathan Clark just missed out, 49 points. And going down was Gareth Young's 48, Mr. Chesney Hawkes, 46 points. So you're only 3 points behind getting relegated in the end. Chesney, you did all right.
I did make a kind of a last minute gasp. Sorry, dog's going crazy.
Jesus,
I put myself on mute there for a second.
Dogs aren't happy with that result.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's it. It's like this is where everyone starts coming home. You know,
Feeding time.
Sorry, guys.
And the bottom two, Frankie Francis with 45 and Magic Ben Taylor was miles behind and not Magic. So you'd be able to beat him twice next season, Ches.
Yeah, well, I've got my two boys to worry about next season, haven't I?
Yeah,
There is that as well, yeah.
Season,
And down in the bottom of the Conference League, Pete Martini won with 79 points. Sophie Ridge just behind, 78 points. Ben Halliwell just sneaked the third place there, 73. The playoffs were Grace Maloney, 71. Neil Robertson, 70 points. Natalie Pike, 68. Vicky Sparks, 68. And just outside of missing out was Joe Singleton with 67. Joe would have finished fifth if Salah hadn't scored that late goal, but that meant Rob, his bandmate from Lottery Winners, got a draw with him, so he drew and dropped out. Vicky Sparks then got in as the last place in the playoff, and then she won the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
So she finished 7th and went up.
Wow. Good girl.
Playoffs.
Well done,
Cup-wise, Tom Bird, who we've lost to a Wi-Fi car park somewhere, he beat Tom Gregory in the cup final, and in the earlier cup, the PCE Potions Cauldron Cup final, Ben Shires, of course, beat Jamie Hurst. Bottom of the whole pile of everybody was Paul Tonkinson with 27 points, and he has since resigned from management.
You will be missed, Paul.
You will be missed, Paul.
He's done.
He did say he enjoyed his time, and he particularly liked coming on the pod.
And now he wants to get into gardening.
And he did actually say that, and then he said he just didn't have the time for it and left.
It broke.
He was
him.
busy.
It could break many a man.
But
I've only done 2 seasons, and I'm ready.
It's the
You
third
had to go
season.
to the Big Brother house to get out of the way and have a bit of respite.
Exactly.
You can't retire. Who are we going to get on the pod?
Just think, you'd be better than Ange in the third season. That's when you win stuff. That's what you should say.
And that's when you get fired.
At least there's no firing in this game anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless your wife says you can't do it anymore.
No, well, that is true, because if she says no, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's it.
The key to that is you get them in the league.
That's it. Yeah. I can't see that with my lovely wife, to be honest.
Well, I couldn't see it with mine, but now she's obsessed with it.
Yeah. Well, you never know. I'll work on her.
Yeah.
How many Hawks can we fit in one division?
Yeah, that might be one too many.
Maybe get her assistant managing or something like that.
Yeah, I'll get her to help me out. Yeah.
Overall in the season, the top scorer was Alistair Bruce Ball, not surprisingly, who got 2,506.
Well done, Aaron.
The best game week was, as I've just mentioned, my wife, Nicola, who got 157 points one week.
Wow.
Wow, well done, Nick.
Well done, you.
Me.
Yeah. Possibly, yes. The dirtiest team was John Gregory, who finished bottom of the Premier League, who's got 6 red cards during the season. The most transfers were by Duke Witter, who made 68 transfers during the season.
Wow, that's impressive.
That's it's broken Mike Bushell's record.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, I think Mike's surpassed that in the past.
It's about 4 weeks worth.
And we're talking hundreds. Yeah, there was a point where he'd make about 8 or 9 a week.
Oh, brilliant.
The best goalkeepers of the season was for Joe Derrick. The worst goalkeepers of the season were Graham Swan. The best defence of the season was Alistair Bruce Ball. The worst defence, also not surprisingly, Ben Taylor. The best midfield was Tim Ward, who came second in the championship. And the worst midfield, again, Paul Tonkinson, mainly because he refused to pick Mo Salah.
Yeah.
And Swanee again. The best forwards, weirdly, was Graham Swan.
Yeah.
And the worst forwards were Maddox Jones. So that's briefly sums up that season. Move along.
Yeah,
Good.
I'd say so. Yeah,
stuff.
good riddance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that was the season.
It was
that
an awful season. Yeah, I'm glad
Terrible.
to see it back of it.
I mean, I thought I did all right overall. I think I won 10 of my last 11 games or something, but still wasn't enough. That's how tight the top of the championship is. It's too good.
Oh, hang on, we've got one more here. Hang on, we've got Indy.
Right, lads.
Hey,
It's
how
the
you doing?
winning lot.
How you doing?
How's it going?
Hello.
How you doing?
Good, man. How are you guys?
We're good.
All right.
Thank you. We're good.
Yeah.
How did Indy's season go? You were near the bottom of the middle, shall we say?
Yeah. It was a bit rubbish this season, to be honest.
We were all just saying how rubbish this season was. You know that I got relegated, so I'm down now in your league.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, he's
Look
looking
out.
forward to that.
Look out, my boy.
Got to be a side bet on that one.
There has.
Well, hopefully it'll be a better season next year.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure, it will. Be a good podcast that for the Derby day.
Yeah.
Indy,
Will,
and
won't it?
Indy and
Yeah.
Chesney on.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll do that.
Hawks vs Hawks. That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
Hawks versus Hawks versus Hawks. Yeah,
There
a
you
couple
go.
of derbies.
Kettle of Hawks.
Kettle of Hawks. What is it? Kettle of Hawks? I think it might be actually.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sorry to crash this.
No.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Nice to
Hello.
see you guys.
He just got
All the
back
best,
from
mate.
work. He's starring in Sing Street in the West End, so he's in rehearsals at the
Oh,
moment.
nice.
Oh,
Good
nice.
stuff. Well, enjoy that.
Will do. Nice to see you guys.
Take care.
Yeah.
Take care, mate. Bye-bye.
Lions!
Classic.
I was going to ask you, Chesney. We were asking just before. We were saying, what's your season highlight, and what's your podcast highlight? And I appreciate you're not an avid listener, but what would those two things be?
Oh my God. I can't even think, to be honest with you, of either of those things. Season highlight and podcast highlight. Well, obviously, yeah. I'm actually. I probably should be listening more often, and I do kind of dip in here and there, but I can't give you either. I cannot give you either.
Well, the podcast highlight is surely the first time that you were on. I would say when it was your show. Definitely. Would you not say that was a highlight for yourself?
Well, I mean, a highlight from is that it sounds a bit big-headed, doesn't it? I can't really say that.
We
you
could
know.
say it on your behalf.
Yeah.
Of the ones that you've been involved with. We could say that.
Yeah. And
Is
your
there-
wife popped in as a guest as well, didn't she?
Oh,
As
that's
a
right. So you've
special
had
guest.
three members of Hawks family pop into the podcast. So there you go.
We
All right, I'll
have,
choose
that's
that as my
true, yeah.
podcast highlight. As
Good
far as
stuff.
season highlight, is there one?
not for us four, I don't think.
No,
No.
no.
There was that time you were in Leeds, Chesney, and you met me.
That was a highlight. It was. Actually, it was your lovely missus that was the highlight.
All right, okay, right.
You
I
were
get
all right. You were all right.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
I think my highlight of that was there was the guy. Was there a guy there that you'd been on holiday with or something?
What was that?
Yeah, well, we were in the apologies if this guy's listening, but I'm sure he's not. But he was behind us in the gig, and he was like in a little bit of group of half a dozen of them couples, and to be honest, we've been knobheads.
Yeah.
For coming out knobheads, Jamie, is that?
We can
is that on
say, I
your
mean,
list?
whether Chesney wants you calling any of his fans knobheads is another matter. But we'll move.
well-
You said it, so we'll move.
Yeah, you know, he's called them out now.
Listen, Ellen Road's full of knobheads, so it's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, they were just being annoying, and I can't, sort of shouting, "Play the one and only," and all that lot. And everyone's sort of giving them the looks, and there was all these middle-aged hardcore people that I wouldn't have messed with. They were all giving him the look and stuff like that, and he was going, "No, it's okay, it's okay. Chesley's my mate, and I met him on holiday. We're mates and stuff." And we were like, "All right."
Oh, I know what that was.
Still
Yeah,
an idiot, but this geezer was blind drunk.
No, I tell you what it was. Not. I wasn't on holiday with him. I was performing on a ship, and they were there, and they were from Barnsley. I remember that. Yeah. So they were.
That explains a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were like, "We've never seen you live. What do you do?" You know, they were doing that whole thing while we were there, saying, "Like, what do you do? And you do the same song for an hour? Do you, all of those really funny jokes? Really funny jokes." I said, "No, I do a bit more than that, and and I'm playing actually where you are, so you need to book the tickets." So I made them buy tickets. Now I'm regretting it.
Serves you right.
Now I'm regretting it because they really annoyed you and your lovely missus. So that's
Well, no, I just thought he was really, really drunk and that. And then at the end, when he came over to actually say hi to you, I think he stumbled over a couple of chairs and knocked a table flying, and he was just so drunk it was unreal.
Sounds like a good night to me.
Yes.
And I think when he was grabbing on you, I think he was saying that. Hey, it's me, remember me? And you were kind of blanking him, going, no, not really.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't recognise you with your clothes on.
Great
Yeah.
stuff.
But
Great
technically, Ches, you were on my stag do because I had my stag do at Butlins 90s weekend in like 2000 and whenever I got married, 7, 6 or something.
Oh, you'll be in trouble now if you can't
And
remember
Chesney was playing the Sunday night, but we left on Sunday afternoon. So
technically
technically you
really
were there.
involved,
I mean,
yes.
technically I paid to see you, but you were
Why
on the
did
wrong
you
night.
leave?
Because I was on.
Because we were there Friday night and Saturday night. We'd all had enough.
No, listen.
Oh God!
Anyone
Hardcore
that makes
Butlins.
it to a Sunday night on one of these adult weekenders at Butlins gets my respect. So, obviously you don't.
Oh, it was crazy.
I love the Survivor nights at Butlins because you've got the grit there. Those anyone that's lasted that long.
I think there was. Who did we have on? It was. I think Vanilla Ice might have been there, and 2 Unlimited and East 17, but there was only 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, those are all people that I bump into on the circuit. Not so much Vanilla Ice these days. Don't know what he's doing. Rip Van Winkle, right?
Yeah. Anyway, where were we? That was Chesney's highlights of the season.
Yeah,
there you go.
Took a bit of a detour. We're good at tangents on this podcast. Should we have a bit of a quiz review of the season quiz? Does anyone want to take part in that?
Yeah.
Thanks to
Chat
GPT. How much have we remembered about the English Premier League season? We've got questions from 1 to 100 again. I'll ask you to pick 3. We won't go too far, but each of you can pick a number between 1 and 100. We'll go around and we'll do it 3 times and see who comes out on top, or if we have a draw. So we'll start with you, Chesney. Do you want to pick a number between 1 and 100? It could be about anything to do with the Premier League.
69, please.
69 is. Let's get there.
I know, so childish.
69,
dude.
69. Which club achieved the most goals scored the most goals in the 24-25 Premier League season?
It's got to be Liverpool, isn't it?
According to this, it's Manchester City.
What?
I mean,
well, I would have said that last season, but okay. Well, you can't.
Is this one of your Chat GPT?
Chat GPT. We could probably check. Let me check the final league table while we're having the chat, because it should have for and against, shouldn't it? So.
Yeah, no, it's Liverpool. Liverpool got 86. City got 72.
See,
Chat GPT, it's rubbish.
Don't worry, anyone who's scared about AI taking over the world. It
doesn't even know who scored the most amount of goals in the Premier League.
See, Jamie, you can tick off informative already. Look,
informative. It's informative, exactly.
Basically, all we've learned for the last 5 minutes is that I am more intelligent than Chat GPT.
Yeah, than the whole of the internet.
The whole of the internet.
Yeah,
exactly. More well informed then.
You are more well informed and more wise than the whole of the world's
AI.
If only you hadn't gone down Route 69, you'd have been fine. You just
ruined it with that, didn't I? Ruined it.
So you are 1-0 in front based on that. Lee, we'll go over to you. 1 to 100.
I will go number 4.
Number 4 is, and I'll have to fact check this as well, no doubt. Number 4 is, which team secured the final Champions League spot by finishing 5th?
Newcastle United.
That is correct. Well done. Steve?
I will go with number 45, because that's how many points I got this season.
Okay. 45 is... I love ChatGPT. This is nothing to do with the Premier League. Good luck with this question.
I'll take it.
Which club appointed Neil Harris as their manager in February 2025?
So random.
Did Millwall sack him?
Yeah. He resigned from Millwall just before they were about to play.
I don't know. Charlton.
Wycombe Wanderers. It
Oh.
was down in that neck of the woods.
Yeah.
But yes,
Tough one, that.
sadly, yeah. But that's the look of the draw. Chesney,
But we
next
don't
one.
care.
Sorry, I'm going to go number 22.
22.
That's Chesney's position for the season.
Mhm. Which player scored 23 goals for Newcastle United this season?
Which player scored
23 for
goals
Newcastle
for
United.
Newcastle United? I'm going to say this season.
This season. Was he in your team? Did you have him in your
I mean,
Yeah,
he's probably in your.
Gonna go
Isak,
Isak.
Yes, Isak, you're
Yeah.
right. Well done. Yes. So Lee, to stay level.
83, please, Jamie.
To scroll all the way down to 83. Which player had the most assists for a club outside the top 4?
I am going to say Morgan Gibbs-White.
According to, well, Chat GPT is saying that this is NBC Sports, so I'm going to say it's true. It's Damsgaard from Brentford with 10.
Oh.
Oh, right. Okay.
A very tricky one. Very tricky one. But there you go. So, Steve, see if you can go level with Lee.
Right. Okay. Well, Chesney got 2.
Yeah.
Oh, 2.
And
Yeah,
I
you
beat
got it too, yeah.
Right.
ChatGPT.
God. Right. I'll go with
Don't seem so surprised, Steve.
6 number of league titles won by my team in Thing when you're winning history,
well dropped in there.
ancient history.
Who was the Premier League Player of the Season?
Salah.
It was, according to
Get in.
yes. So it's 2-1-1. Chesney to win the whole thing.
Oh, geez, no pressure. I'm going to go number 1.
Oh,
Yeah. The
oh, you did well.
Oh,
You've always got to
Fake.
remember, ChatGPT will
Fakes.
give you the obvious for the first fact that they give you. So, which team won the Premier League title?
Oh, please.
It's
Well-
a draw. Pick a number.
Jesus Christ. Well, that'll be Liverpool, won't
It
it?
certainly will. And do you know which reputable organisation provided that fact? ChatGPT.
Go on, tell me.
The Jamie Morgan Foundation.
No, better than that. Thebino.com.
Brilliant.
brilliant.
Fact shared by Bino.com. So,
Well, I'm now going to retire as champion quiz
yes,
Yeah.
swing when you're winning.
I think you are the seasoned super fan.
There you go.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Well, that's made everything better for me.
Who was the quiz winner in the end?
The quiz winner in the end was Jim on 7.
Win
As if he
something
didn't
else?
have a successful enough season.
I know, yeah, just give him something
Like
else.
his team won the FA Cup. He
God.
got promoted. He was smashing it left, right, and centre. And yeah, he was also the Sing When You
Everybody
Win
beat
fan.
Jim next season.
So well done to Jim for that.
Triple captain against Jim.
Exactly.
Understood.
But yes, well done, Chesney. So we before we wrap up, I thought we could quickly talk about the FIFA World Club Cup.
Yeah.
Starting this weekend, and also there is a bit of a Sing When You're Winning league going on. So what we might do is come back in about a month's time when that finishes, and then we can give a bit of a preview to next season. It happens so fast. But yeah, do we want to talk about the FIFA World Club Cup league at all, Steve?
I'm quite looking forward to it if it's if they're all playing strong teams and stuff. The kind of
Do you
thing when
think
you're
they-
a kid, you'd sort of say, oh, when you're a kid, you go, why don't they have a Club World Cup where all the best teams play each other? And obviously not very practical, really, is it? But yeah, I'm quite looking forward to
It
it.
keeps our football going, doesn't it? You know, it's like
Yeah.
there's always a slump for us, football addicts, isn't there? In
Yeah.
the summer, if there's no, tournament going on. So, yeah, I mean, I say, why not? We still get to see our play, these amazing players. But is it going to be taken seriously? Is it? I mean,
there's big money
It's
That's
big
what
money.
I thought.
Yeah.
Then there's £1 billion of prize money or something, isn't there? So
Yeah.
The fact that Madrid were willing to pay the money in advance to get Trent it says that there must be some big money there. Otherwise, you just wait a bit, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I guess it's one of those things that will become more and more, important as time goes on. You know, and we'll see how it does. I mean, I guess this is a big tournament for them now, just as far as like to see how it goes and see how the viewers take up on it, and we'll see. I guess, I'll be
Well, we're
watching it.
struggling to sell the tickets. I was reading today, I think, for the opening game which features Inter Miami. I think it's 50,000, 60,000 seater, and they've only sold 20,000 tickets.
That's interesting.
So they're doing the damnedest to fill the stadium. But TV wise, like globally, they'll probably make the money back on.
Of course they will.
Well, didn't DAZN pay something like ridiculous, like $1 billion or something, to get the rights to it because nobody else would touch it? I think City and Chelsea, in all seriousness, have put out decent teams. I think Grealish is the only one that's been left out of the City squad that I thought was, kind of a big player to leave out. But they're taking Echeverri, who used to be at River Plate as well. So that's going to be kind of interesting to see these young players get kind of on a big stage, really.
Well, that might happen quite a lot. Some youth team players might come through and be given a chance. Isn't Grealish leaving? Isn't he going to Chelsea?
I don't know about Chelsea. I think he's leaving, but I don't know where.
Right.
Yeah. The fact they've not took him says something, doesn't it? I mean,
you get a game at West Ham anyway. They'd be all right there.
Yeah, I'd love to see Grealish at West Ham. I don't think that's happening.
I think he'll be a hit wherever he goes next.
Are they selling Kudus? I thought. I'm sure.
Yeah, Kudus is going.
Is that just for cash?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, and I don't think I think he wants to play, Champions League football. So there's Liverpool are after him, Chelsea are after him.
Chelsea are after everybody. Chelsea bought the goalkeeper.
Same as last summer, wasn't it?
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It seems still a bit chaotic at West Ham at the moment. So
well, we'll take your Souček off your Chesney fan.
Yeah, that's. I think it could be an interesting signing.
Maybe 10 million for him or something. Do.
Oh, I love Souček, man. He's a consistent, strong player with goals in him. I tell you, he'd do well. He'd do well at your lot.
Was he in Chesney's dream team last season?
He wasn't, but he would have done well. He would have done well.
Should have been your captain. Oh, he's gone.
Gone.
That's his wife pulling the plug on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
get off that podcast.
Right, wine time.
Well, it was good to have Chesney in for another round. So very quickly then, let's wrap it up. So what we all doing for the summer then? Anything exciting? What we looking forward to with our own clubs? Even Leeds, Spurs, Middlesbrough, obviously.
Looking forward to Leeds making some transfers, moves. That's always exciting when you're up and a lot of new people you've never heard of, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Will you be at Elland Road much next season?
I hope so. It depends how easy getting tickets is, which you imagine will be quite difficult again, as it always is.
But
so we
you'll
build
be on
our
telly even more if that's possible than when you're in the Championship. To be
well,
fair.
that's good, and it's easier to get a stream.
Wherever that may come from.
A stream, if you like, rivers and things like that.
Yes, York is full of them. So
Yeah.
yes, that is the case. Lee, how about you?
Looking forward to getting a manager.
Manager, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there. It's one of them. You always back the manager anyway, don't you, to start off with? And I was still anging, even at the end. I was still anging. I thought I'd give him another season, or I would have at least given him till Christmas.
Yeah,
but
I think it's worked out perfectly for him though, because
he did a mic drop.
He leaves a hero. He leaves a hero. He said he did what he said he was going to do. He was going to win a trophy at the end of his second season, and there'll always be a what if could have happened, and he'll go somewhere else and be a success. There was daft rumours that he might end up at Borough, and I was like, there's no way he would drop down to the Championship. But you know what? If he did, I'd be over the moon. He'd be amazing. But he won't. He'll go to a decent club, and he'll do good, I think.
Yeah, my thoughts on the whole thing were quite simple. So Levy will have given him some objectives, and it won't be to win the league, because that's, it's got to be something special to win the league.
Yeah.
It will have been to win a cup or get into Europe, and he did both. So I think to sack him was, because obviously we had a tough season with injuries and everything, but to sack him, I just thought it was a bit short-sighted. I think, I would have said, right, okay, let him build and then go from there. But it's Levy and the club hierarchy who, nobody wants, no chairman of any club wants to lose money, or no kind of, not, it's not like what's it, Ted Lasso or anything. They're not trying to lose money, they want to make money. So he's obviously seen something and wants to get somebody in that's going to take him to the next step, and he obviously didn't trust him, so fair enough.
But like you say, I think Ange leaves a hero in his
He
short
does, yeah.
time he was there, to be fair.
Yeah, he does. And I hope if Frank does come, that we get some of his players come with him, because they would improve the squad, I think it is.
Yeah, it's so difficult for all these clubs. It used to be a top 4, but now it's definitely probably a top 6, isn't it? And they all need to be in the top 4. And look at Man U and Tottenham are nowhere this season, so they're both going to want to be back up there. You've got Villa up there now. Forest won't stay up there, I wouldn't have thought, next season.
I think that was a bit of a flash in the pan season, to be fair. But
I think West Ham had a season like that a few years ago, didn't they, where they looked like they were going to get Champions League all season. Dropped away. And Man City getting a new squad, so
I know.
See what happens there.
Yeah, it could be in Arsenal won't do anything again, I think it's fair to say. So
well, they need to go all out for a goal scorer, don't they? Really?
They do.
Yeah, they do.
Otherwise, I think he could be a big casualty next season. But yeah, we shall see what happens. They think it's all over. It is for a few weeks. I have to do all the cheesy cliches. But yes, we'll be back probably in about a month's time. We'll have a bit of a review of the World Club Cup, or whatever they're calling it these days, ahead of the new season as well. We can start to count down for the new season, hopefully mid-July. But if you have joined us for every single one of these 43 episodes, there is medical help available. But thank you very much for doing that.
But you can catch up while you're on your sun lounges.
You can catch up. I mean, definitely the Swanee one is an absolute favourite. If that definitely makes it. But go back to the first episode, as Steve's done, and see if we've improved.
It's going to be like 40 odd hours of it there, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean,
informative, educational, all these things that
we've ticked one of those off.
Jamie promised.
Yeah, all of that stuff. We'll come back fitter and stronger for season 2 in July, August. But I would say enjoy your footballing summer. Watching the Euros, the Women's European Championships is on as well. So we've not quite mentioned that yet. Will England reclaim their crown again? I don't think so. I think Mary Earp's leaving, and a few others. I think it might be difficult, but it should be an interesting summer. But keep on singing and keep on winning. Thanks, guys. Cheers. See you. Goodbye.
Bye.